So coming up with a design that is new and unique is really difficult because you're always being influenced by the things you see on Instagram, on YouTube. But sometimes you get a spark of inspiration and you chew on it and you iterate and you change things. Well, I think I've come up with something super special. I'm really happy with this model. Check it out. This was my first model that I made available here. This is called the Silver Coin, and also have a Silver Coin Mini. What's unique about this is that it's made out of one piece. So this insert, this flap here, this divider, comes in from the bottom and is stitched this way. So that's why you see this flap coming over. Great model, I really love it. And it's been a great wallet, a great seller, and people have really enjoyed it. And then I came out with this. This is the hidden treasure. So one of my goals with this particular wallet is I wanted to use some extra hardware, a snap, a lanyard, so you could have a key attached or make it easy to pull out of your pocket. I just like this idea. And one thing that I did that's different than everybody else is that I did this overlapping stitch here. So what that does is it makes for a much smaller profile. So a lot of times you'll have guys that do a bottom stitch so that the bottom of your wallet has this particular seam, and it looks great, works out great. It's been done like that for a long time, but that adds a bit of bulk down here in the bottom. That's a little unnecessary, right? That's one of the things that I have with this. Although this is a pretty slim, compact model, this bottom portion right here is wasted space. I don't know. I mean, it is what it is, right? It's just kind of the way it goes. But because of this overlapping stitch right here, I was able to make it much smaller, much slimmer. You can have a bunch of cards, you can have cash, but when you hold cash in here, you have to fold it twice. I could have made this wider so that cash wouldn't have to be folded twice, but when you do that, your cards kind of flop around in here. And so it's a bit of give and take with design. And then that brings us to this. This is the fig tree. I really love this particular model. I think this came out excellent. So a quick walkthrough here. So I did this same kind of overlap stitch right here on the bottom because I wanted to eliminate the extra bulk you get with this type of stitch here. And then I also have this stitch here that I'll talk about here in a second. But one thing that I love about this model is that you can carry cards. This has 6. You could carry up to 12 cards, and then you could have cash. And notice that the cash is not seen when it's closed. And you don't have to fold it twice, which means it's going to be a slimmer model that has more capability. So this right here is 12 cards. Here's 12 cards. You can still close. Takes a little bit of work. Of course, it adds bulk, but it could handle it. So depends on what you need. It can kind of flex towards that particular need. Now I want to talk a little bit about the design. A part of the design was figuring out how to make it wide enough to where your cards weren't just all over the place. And I've come up with this particular seam in the back here. What this seam does is it makes this bit of a pinch point that helps to gather, and it's not perfect, it doesn't like push everything, but it helps to gather your cards together so they're in a neat stack. So as you use it and you sit on it, it begins to kind of fold and crease and kind of hold itself together. So I like that. And when I did that, I kind of created this space here that makes it perfect for carrying your cash so that your cash fits in nicely every single time. And it doesn't matter how many cards you have in here, the cash will still be hidden by this much, right? So when you close it up, you don't see any cash here or here, you see it from the side. So that is the reason why this stitch is like this. And another thing is that I could have moved it over more so that it was totally, it's slightly offset. It's kind of difficult to tell in the shot, but it's slightly offset. And the reason why I did that is because it creates just enough room for the cash so I didn't have to go any wider. And another thing that it does, it allows you to see the stitching right from the front. So with this particular model, you're going to be able to have your primary stitch and the secondary stitch, 2 different colors if you want, or you could have them match, it doesn't matter. But this right here is natural, and we have this yellow color here and this pear green right here. So I thought it just looks much cooler when you have it when you have some variety, a couple options as far as thread color goes. Now, with this particular release, I am doing Butero exclusively with this particular wallet to start with. So I have chocolate brown, I have, what is this, Bordeaux, I have olive green, natural, and this blue. And so those are the 5 colors that we're going to start with. The design of this wallet has been a lot of fun. It's taken a lot of hours of contemplating and trying things and making it and trying it for a week here, 2 weeks there, and just making tweaks and changes. And I think I finally landed on something that I'm absolutely happy with. I really love this particular model. This has been in my pocket every day for a while, and now it can be in your pocket. So check out my website, parablecraft.com, and all of my wallet models are there. I am planning some more knife drops soon by the end of the year, so stay tuned for that. Also, knives are much more difficult to do in my particular life situation, but wallets, you can go to my website and order one whenever you want. All right, I'll see ya.